Hello and welcome to Off the Shelf Reviews.
I'm surprised we made it this far in the franchise.
And I'm Gary, and today we're going to review and discuss Texas Chainsaw, which released in 2013 with a screenplay by Adam Marcus, Deborah Sullivan, Kirsten Elms, and directed by John Luessenhop. Ian, why don't you give us the synopsis?
Well, the story follows Heather Miller, played by Alexandra Daddario. She's a young girl who's just realised that she is adopted and that her original family came from Texas. So she gets her boyfriend and a couple of friends together to head to old grandma's place to check out her inheritance. But when she gets there, she realises that she is the last descendant of the Sawyer family, the family behind the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that there's something still in the basement.
Trust me, New Texas is the last place you want to be.
So in 2007, Platinum Dooms pretty much washed their hands of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. They were like, yeah, we've done 2 movies. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
And then in 2009, Twisted Pictures came along and went to the producers, Kim Henkel and Robert Kuhn, and just said, hey, we got like a 3-picture deal. Like, we want to make 3 of these Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, kind of like a trilogy.
Oh, right, yeah.
But we basically need your blessing and we need you to get involved in this. And they said yes. And then they eventually changed their plans to do a trilogy and eventually watered things down into a Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Yay!
Because,
3D.
well, 3D's back. It's a big gimmick.
Oh,
horror films.
yeah.
If you have several sequels, usually by the 3rd one.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves that 3D image of coming at their face, yeah.
Yeah, and so this film released and, well...
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either. Like, as soon as I heard that Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre was in 3D, I was like, that's a pass.
I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not my favourite horror franchise ever, and, like, that's a gimmick that just feels like they're just trying to make some extra money.
Yeah.
Because they can charge extra for the glasses and for the seats, so... Yeah, and then this film pretty much just came and went, and I don't really hear anybody talk about it.
No.
Well, I don't usually hear anybody talk favourably about it. And for me, this is the first time watching.
Yeah, same with me as well. I'd seen the poster when it came out and I was just like, I'm good on this franchise. You know, like you keep bringing one of these movies out and it's not reaching the heights that you say it's going to because, oh, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's one of the movies that was banned. Oh, it's going to be scary and gory, right? No. Because producers sit there going, we need to make money from this and we can't sell money if it's bloody and gory. And, you know, Leatherface ends up just being forced into the basement like he normally does. Just sit down there, sit in your corner, don't come out until we tell you to. And he's like, and I was really surprised while starting this one, just how low they'd gotten with this one.
Right.
Like, I thought that this one might have a budget. I also thought that this one, because I had wikied it a couple of times, even though I had no intention of watching it. I was like, oh, that story seems a little bit new. You know, a twist on the final girl kind of tale. You know, you're bringing in the whole, you know, family connection in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We've had it with Michael, and sometimes we have it with Jason, you know, and definitely Freddy's got daughters and stuff. So let's make Leatherface have a family. And yet you start it recapping everything from the first movie.
Oh yeah, that's because this film is now the true sequel.
Yeah.
Like I said early on, this is a choose-your-own-adventure franchise if there ever was one.
It is.
This is now the true sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, and we have a recap of all of the highlights of that film.
Yeah.
Except they've also inserted Bill Moseley into this sequence. I was like, wait a minute, you're not Drayton Sawyer. I was like, all right, it's nice that they got Chop Top now in the family, but now he's playing somebody else. Okay, fine.
I saw his name on the list. I'm like, oh, awesome, he's going to be in the film. For 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's generous. Oh, Gunnar Hansen's in the film. Leatherface is back.
Yeah.
Wait, who's that guy sat at the front of the house? Wait, that's Gunnar Hansen. That's not Leatherface.
No.
Wait, Grandpa's back.
And so basically what we see from the beginning is after Sally had escaped from the house in the original movie, the cops have been called. And so this police officer turns up at the house and starts demanding that Drayton Sawyer, Bill Moseley, brings out Jed, Leatherface. You know, they want to obviously arrest him for attacking these kids. They try to, I don't know, they try to film it as if all these Sawyer people were in the house or have literally just turned up and have been there this whole entire time.
It's bullshit.
It's
Like,
massively.
It's taking place like an hour at most.
After the first movie, yeah. And we never saw any of these people. We certainly did not see this girl with this baby. I hope nothing bad happens to the baby, Gary. But as the cops are trying to convince them to bring out Leatherface, you know, I love the fact that Bill Moseley's like, no, we can't. He's family. No, we won't give him up. And then everyone's like, just get him. And he's like, oh, okay then.
You did it now, boy. You let that bitch me get away.
And then another group of yokels or rednecks or whatever
Like
you vigilante neighbors or whatever who just live in the area, they come up as well and they're like, hey, no, we want our own brand of justice because obviously this is Texas and this is gonna make people think bad things about Texans, I suppose. And they start shooting up the place.
Yeah, they throw Molotovs and then start shooting up the place. They kill Grandpa, they kill Drayton, they kill everyone.
They practically kill everybody. And they burn the house down.
Well, I mean, was it real fire? Because it looked like CGI fire to me.
Oh, it did, yeah. But that house is fucking gone.
Yeah, it's gone. But yeah, I mean, I imagine like the fake fire look was for the 3D effect, and so it just looks absolutely awful here.
And so as the house is completely collapsing, you see some of the locals going through and picking up like souvenirs. Like one guy finds a chainsaw blackened and it's still in one piece. I'm like, I just watched that house burn down. That should be an absolute wreck. It should have exploded if it still had fuel in it. I mean, I'm not scientific or not. But one of them also kind of goes to like a back garage or something where there's some cars parked. And he finds the girl with the baby. And he's like, oh, I'll help you. I'll take the baby, you know, because I want to take care of her. And then he kills the girl and takes the baby for himself back to his car and gives it to his partner because we'll find out that she can't have children. So this is the connection. This little girl here who will grow up to be Heather Miller is the last family member of the Sawyer clan.
Well, she is now, as we catch up with her modern day, and she soon gets a letter saying that your grandmother's just passed away.
Yeah.
And that you are a Sawyer, and, well, you were adopted.
You came from a shit heap. There. Now you know. If I had half a mind, I'd have left you there.
I like our introduction to this character that we now know as a Sawyer, and we see her working in a butcher shop.
Yeah.
Cutting meat.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
And then I also like when we get to her apartment, she's making sort of alternate art.
Yeah.
And she's also using bones
Yeah.
in her art. And I was like, all right, I'll give you a little point there, film. That's a nice little touch.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really trying to set this character up. You know, I like the idea that, you know, Heather is going to go to this house and she's going to find her history and, you know, it's all going to unravel and then you're going to get the with a chainsaw and all that kind of stuff. It's just all the other points leading up to that are just absolutely stupid. So we get introduced to Tanya Raymond, who plays Nikki, who is Heather's friend. And Nikki is just, well, she's a floozy.
Yeah, that's a nice word to use.
It's a nice word, isn't it? You don't hear that much. I didn't know what else to use, really. She is a bit of a floozy. She's willing on just sleeping with, you know...
Everyone.
Heather's boyfriend Ryan has set Nikki up with some other guy called Kenny, and so she's hoping that she can sleep with him because he's a chef and they're going to get together. And I'm just like, I don't care. I got all the info, maybe. Come on, all the info. And I don't care. I want to see all these people chopped up. So let's just keep it going. And so then, like I said, yeah, Heather goes home to Ryan, played by Tremaine Neverson, you know, who's working out on the punch bag. And, you know, they're wanting to get sexual and stuff like that. And so you get a brief bit of a sex scene build up. But then the doorbell goes. and he has to go and get this contract, which is for Heather, so that she can read the information about her grandma. And that's it. She goes off. She sees her parents, or the people that kidnapped her, I suppose. And they're like, yeah, you're not really our child. You're a Sawyer. And if you're going to go back to Texas, it's going to just open up a whole can of worms and it's going to be bad. And Heather's like, I don't care. I need to know my history. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to see some chainsaw kills.
Yeah. So let's get them on the bus and get them off to Texas.
Yeah.
And of course, along the way, they pick up a hitchhiker.
Oh, no way. I hope nothing bad happens to them.
Right. Well, I mean, this one doesn't start cutting himself up. It doesn't shoot himself in the head.
No, that's true.
It actually gets a ride all the way to, well, the Sawyer mansion.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have a quick look around. They meet up with Richard Ryle, who plays Farnsworth, the
Yes,
lawyer.
yeah.
Great little moment
Love
there.
him.
And they're like, okay, well, we've got this mansion. This is great. Now, let's all go into town and get some supplies.
Yes.
Hey, hitchhiker that we only met, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
You stay here.
Yeah, here's our key, and you go and just let yourself around. And he's like, okay, I'm going to nick everything. And it was just so funny, because I'm watching them, they're driving off, and Heather's looking, and Daryl's just like, yeah, I'll help you with the bags. I'm like, no normal person would leave you there.
No.
Like, this is, even you've never been to this place before. How, like, what are you thinking? But it flows so easily. I'm hoping something bad happens to Daryl, because he doesn't seem like a nice guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, he starts stealing all the silverware.
Exactly. And then he happens across a secret door, which then leads into a secret basement, which then leads him to Leatherface.
Excellent.
Yes. It's only a brief shot, but that head smashing was pretty cool.
It was sufficient, but again, like, it still... It lacked the impact, like, because we've already seen this sequence play out so many times.
Yes, yeah.
You're expecting it, and it does nothing to surprise you here.
It doesn't, but I didn't care, because I wanted to start seeing people die.
Well, at least, yeah, the bodies are now hitting the floor.
Yeah.
Like, we're off.
And I haven't seen Leatherface do that dance yet.
I wish he did. Because now we get the dance of the characters wandering around town, being harassed by the town mayor.
Yeah.
Being introduced to the young sheriff deputy.
Yeah.
Who looks like he's got a thing for our main character, who we're kind of like, oh, maybe there's a love interest being set up here, because we find out that Nikki is trying to sleep with Ryan again behind Heather's back.
Yeah.
So we're just like, well, all that's going to collapse. Like, so Heather, like, so far you've avoided to have sex in the film, so you're going to survive.
Yeah.
You've avoided taking drugs in the film, so
Yeah.
you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
The other characters are either taking drugs, cheating on you, or with each other.
Yeah, they're all evil.
So I was just like, okay, yeah, like, all the horror rules are here. We're moving on.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like I said, Heather has got the best plot armor in any horror movie that you'll find. If she is related to the main killer, there's a high chance she's going to survive all the way to the end. And luckily, what we've been let to know as well about Heather is that she has a little scar.
A birthmark.
A birthmark, yes, which looks like a little S, which when we see in the house as well, there's a whole family of women, all with S necklaces, which much like her mother had when we saw her at the start of the film. But when they all return back to the house, they all realise that Daryl has obviously nicked a bunch of stuff, and they're unhappy about it. But they don't mind. They carry on cooking steaks. Nobody actually just searches the house. Like, nobody looks and tries to find him. They're like, oh, he must be gone. Because then we see Nikki sitting outside. She's smoking a doobie. We see Ryan playing pool, drinking. Kenny's cooking his food.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan is like a rapper or an artist of some kind, because, like, it's his music that's playing during the pool sequence.
Well,
it's just like...
in on the wiki page when I was looking at it, the actor Tremaine Neverson is known as Trey Songs in real life.
That's right,
and I
yeah.
figured that was his music from the real world playing.
And I'm just like, all right, film, like, I thought that maybe this film was set, like, maybe in the late 90s or something, because the original film takes place in 1973.
Yeah.
Now it's 2012, so Heather should be about 39, but the actress is 25.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, but then, I was like, okay, so this film just doesn't understand maths or how
No.
time works, or
Yeah.
I was like, so, I've already lost me.
Mate, it's called Texas Chainsaw 3D. Did you really need the 3D to tell you that it was set any time?
I wanted something.
I know.
I wanted to see some effort from, like, the long list of writers.
Oh, yeah.
You'd think they'd have some brain cells to make some of this at least work for some people that have not fallen asleep yet.
By the hour mark, I was like, have I missed the 3D stuff? 'Cause I didn't know where it was.
Well, I mean, when the chainsaw comes flying
Oh,
in your
yeah,
head.
well, that's like later on.
Yeah.
But Kenny wanders around and he happens across the door that Daryl found and he ends up going down to the basement. And that jump scare really did kind of get me when Leatherface kind of leapt out of the shadows. I knew it was coming. I knew how it was building up. But at the same time, Leatherface leaping out with like the squeal or his chainsaw roaring does kind of get me in the mood. And he chases Kenny upstairs and he hooks him and he pulls him back down into the basement. But nobody upstairs can hear him.
Because they're listening to shitty music.
They're
Really
listening
loud.
to shitty music. And Heather is just wandering. She's in the house. She's wandering around finding, more stuff to look at. But Nikki comes into the pool room to see Ryan, and she tells him that she's found something really bad and that he needs to come with her. So they go all the way out to the barn. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's found the body. But then at the same time, I know how this plays out, and I'm pretty sure that Nikki's just trying to sleep with Ryan. She lures him into the barn. She strips off her clothes and start going at it while Heather's still in the house.
Yeah. And then Heather then discovers the bodies and gets attacked by Leatherface. I'm like, oh, okay. And she gets chased around the house. No one can hear her. She's looking around for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's vanished. And so Heather, after watching Kenny literally get cut in half, and it is a okay gore effect. I mean, it's K&B Studios again, so the practical stuff is pretty good.
I mean, by this stage in the franchise, you'd expect to see people being sawed in half a lot.
Yeah,
But
because
you
of
haven't.
the restrictions being lifted on some of the gore.
That's it. By this point, actually, watching Leatherface chop somebody in half with a chainsaw, I'm like, oh, cool. How have I missed this for like 6 movies?
Yeah, but now that this is the one that's offering it, I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, yeah.
So Heather ends up running off, and then she ends up running into a graveyard, and she's like, oh, empty coffin, because of course Mum has been placed back upstairs in the bedroom.
That's true,
So,
yeah.
Empty
yeah.
coffin, she gets in it and hides, but she can't contain herself as Leatherface is outside with the chainsaw, starts chainsawing into the coffin, and oh look, 3D effect as the chainsaw's coming at your face.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, that was the one I was like, oh, there's the 3D effect. But at this stage, I was like, wow, like, this was it. This was all we were going for.
So Nikki and Ryan end up hearing the chainsaw over their noises. Yeah. So they wander out to see. And I do like this shot, this wide shot of the graveyard with Leatherface sort of like hearing them and then jumping over the fence and then chasing after them.
Yeah.
So they barricade themselves up. Leatherface is banging on the outside. Nikki goes and grabs the rifle from the car.
Yeah, that's it. And Nikki actually, she does the whole, like, welcome to Texas line. She starts to become a little bit hardcore as well, and she fires at the door, trying to scare him off. But then Heather comes bounding in the van and picks up Ryan and Nikki, and they all go driving off. Now, before the next bit happens, I was like, okay, so we've just built up Nikki and Ryan cheating on Heather. And this is the point I would expect Heather to go, oh my God, you've been sleeping with my boyfriend, you're all really bad. But actually, it doesn't come up at all.
Ever.
Leatherface, literally, as they go to escape in the van, chainsaws the side of the van, blowing out the tire, and the van literally crashes like 2 meters away. And I actually thought that was a cool shot.
Yeah, I like the van flipping over.
The van flipping over. I thought, oh, they're going to escape. And then it flipped over. And I'm like, oh, no, he caught them. That's cool.
Yeah, but I was kind of disappointed that Ryan died in the crash.
Yeah, Ryan is dead.
I was like, damn it, that's one less for Leatherface.
Yeah, I wanted some ending to this relationship love triangle movie, for God's sake. But Leatherface starts to try to attack them from while they're inside the van. And Heather manages to get out of the van and screams for Leatherface to chase her. Now, leading up to this point, we'd heard some things about a carnival going on, and so she happens to turn up at the carnival of all this public place. I did like the fact that you had a saw masked person running
come out
around.
of like the horror show thing.
Yeah,
So it's like, oh, it's Saw versus Leatherface.
Yeah, and Leatherface scares her off as if to say, like, ha, your movies suck. You're 3D, we're 3D, we're better. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Leatherface, you might need to catch up, mate. At least he hasn't gone to Mexico yet.
Oh, right,
Or
yeah.
space. Mexico and space.
So yeah, Heather goes running through the rest of the carnival. Everyone's like, oh, it's Halloween as well, don't forget. So lots of people are dressed up in costumes. So some people are like, is this real? I don't know.
yeah.
Loads of people do go running, but yeah, Heather runs. She ends up grabbing onto the Ferris wheel and goes all the way around it.
That's right, yeah.
But this is where, I also mentioned the cop earlier. It's Clint Eastwood's son, Scott Eastwood, who plays, Deputy Carl.
Oh, right, yeah.
Who then chases after Leatherface, confronts Leatherface, tells Leatherface to freeze, and then gets the chainsaw thrown at him in wonderful 3D.
Yes.
And then
right.
Leatherface is like,
He just runs off.
and
Yeah.
runs off into the woods. It's like, this is our iconic killer.
Put it down!
But the mayor has hooked up with the sheriff, who was the cop from the beginning of the movie, and the sheriff, Sheriff Hooper, is telling the mayor, like, look, we need to obviously lock down the place. You didn't stop it last time, even though you burnt down the house. And the mayor's like, no, I'm going to deal with this now. We need to cut this head off, blah, blah, blah. It's your kind of recognizable tropes that the main girl is literally the innocent in this, and to a point, so is Leatherface. He's actually the good guy. He just sits in his basement and doesn't try to hurt anybody, but if anybody enters his home, obviously he's going to kill them. And the mayor is obviously evil. He just wants Leatherface dead, and the whole thing kind of brushed under the carpet. But the Sheriff Hooper, he's not good, because he doesn't just arrest the mayor or just go there.
Completely impotent.
Yeah.
From start to finish. He's not even got a spine. He is absolutely useless. He lets everyone walk all over him. He is completely inefficient.
Yeah, that.
And his performance in this is woefully bad, along with the guy playing the town mayor. He is an absolute arsehole, but their acting range is non-existent.
This is a mistake. Now stop it now before you get him hurt. It's hot pursuit, Hoover.
Going in.
We rallied the boys. We torched that place to the ground. In this. Finish what we started years ago. Not this time. Not on my watch.
And the script that they have to deliver, which probably doesn't help their performances here, doesn't help either.
Yeah.
It is redundant. It is childlike performances. It is so infuriating to sit through. You just wish to get back to the basic mindless teen chasing, but all the teens are pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Oh, so like one of the cops gets caught and gets sent to the mansion to go and have a look around.
That's it.
Well, actually, no. He's told to wait outside, but because he doesn't listen to fucking Sheriff Hooper, is this a play on like Toby Hooper?
I think so. There were lots of little nods in the movie. That
Like
I was
the
like,
armadillo at the front.
I was just like, oh, it's supposed to be, callbacks, I suppose. But yeah, like you said, Officer Marvin finds the van, no Nicky. So then he wanders into the house.
Being told not to.
He follows the blood trail all the way down to the freaking basement.
Which he's told not to go into. No, at this point, he's like, actually, I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
But the mayor's in there calling the shots now. Like, no, get
What are
down
you,
there.
a pussy? Get down there, man. I'm like, fuck this. I'll wait outside. You come in. We know where he is. He's not going to get out. What was he? The cop also says, he's like, chainsaws don't make you bulletproof.
Just looking for a reason, sir.
Marvin, stand down.
Copy that, sir, but chainsaw don't make you bulletproof.
I was like, that's not a bad line, but you're still going to die.
Not soon enough.
No. He dies, though. He does die.
He has a wander around in the basement. He gets freaked out by some of the things he sees, and then he opens the fridge and pulls the trigger because something jumps at him.
Yeah.
Oh, It was Nikki.
Shit!
Poor Nikki.
Really?
I don't know what else to say, man.
Yeah. So Marvin freaks out and he runs up the stairs, and then Leatherface gets him.
Yeah.
It's like, yay.
Heather at this point has been put into the back of the car by the cop, the young cop that she'd met. And he surprises us, plot twist, by telling us that actually he's the son of the mayor. And so he's going to take Heather up to the slaughterhouse to have her killed, because they're trying to obviously, you know, get rid of all the information. They want to kill her, they want to kill Leatherface, they want to sweep everything underneath the carpet. Leatherface hears this actually through the cop's radio that he's just obviously killed, and so he opts that he's going to walk to the slaughterhouse to obviously try to rescue, or I don't know if he's trying to go there to rescue her, but he is going to be going there to kill her.
He's going there to kill her because they build up this kind of psychology of Leatherface that because he let the final girl get away in the original film,
Yeah.
his entire family's dead. And that's his fault because he let her get away.
Oh,
so
right.
now another girl has gotten away from him. He thinks like his whole world's going to fall apart again. So he's kind of hellbent, which is why he would chase them through a carnival or like through the woods or through anything.
Right. Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, didn't get that. But the mayor turns up and he just tells his son, like, yep, go away. We'll deal with this. We're going to finish this off. And the son's already hooked up Heather like a sacrifice, I suppose, with her arms up and her shirt. I was very surprised that he just opened her shirt.
Well, this would be so that Leatherface can later on see the birthmark and not kill her.
Oh, right. It was just a plot point, yeah.
Yes.
It's like you're hooking her up. Did you unbutton her shirt first, you know, before you tied her up? Or did you tie her up and then unbutton and go, oh.
But Alexandra Daddario had already signed like a nudity clause.
Right.
So yeah, it's like...
She was not going to be showing any flesh, which is fine. We don't need the flesh. We just need Leatherface to come up with his saw, and he's getting ready to kill her, and it's very sexually provocative, I suppose, with it balanced on her shoulder. And then he notices the birthmark, and he then obviously
cuts her down without hesitation.
Yeah, sets her free.
But the mayor and his goons then start beating on Leatherface immediately, pummeling him down, beating him with pipes.
Yeah.
And Heather makes a run for it.
Yeah.
And it's only when she gets outside and she can hear the crying moans of Leatherface who's being beaten to death that she decide, that's family.
That's family. You know, she'd had this building arc throughout the movie of the darkness inside her coming out.
No, she didn't. She had a moment where she sat at the police station and she reads some history files and goes, that's it, I'm a Sawyer through and through.
Yep.
I know what you're thinking, Bert. You have no idea. Nothing better happened to that girl, Bert.
I'm super evil.
It's like she's just flipped on a dime.
Oh,
and
totally.
she's just like, hey, this psychopathic killer that's killed all of my friends. Yeah, granted, my boyfriend and best friend were cheating. Yeah. But he killed all these people, but that's my cousin now.
Yeah.
That's family.
That's family.
Now all these are the bad people now. The townspeople that misunderstood the Sawyers, you know. This psychotic, cannibalistic, deranged family that collects skin and bones from their victims.
I think they call them Texans, mate.
So it's all right then. So long as you don't come to the house and Molotov it down, you're now the bad guys. And when the film is basically telling you this, it's like it's an immediate disconnect and it's immediate fuck you movie. Like you have now just hit the bottom of the franchise. You cannot turn Leatherface into an anti-hero or a hero or a good guy. And that's what this film is doing.
Yeah, that's what it's attempting. Because Heather comes in with a pitchfork, she stabs the goon and kills him, and then she kicks the chainsaw to Leatherface so that he can fight the mayor.
And what does she say? Do your thing, cuz. Yeah. And that's it.
That's right. Do your thing, cuz.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I needed a moment because I was trying to detox and flush this film out of my goddamn head.
I was pretty impressed with the last kill on the mayor, though. When he's hanging over that meat grinding.
It was the worst effect in the whole film.
I know,
I was like, you've got K&B Studios. You got Greg Nicotero over here. You've got Kurtzman. You got Berger over here. And you CGI.
They CGI'd it. But he chainsaws off his hands. And the guy goes sliding down and he gets all mulched up. And you're like, hey, he's dead. That's cool. Man, at least this movie had some kills and blood in it. Not like number 2. You know, by this point of the second movie, Leatherface had a chainsaw in his gut, still dancing around, and gets blown up by Dennis Hopper's grenade.
It's fucking brilliant.
It's not! At least in this one, they're wandering back, and I'm feeling a little bit of closure that Heather is back together with her family member. They've got their house, you know, and yeah, she's going to take care of him. She seals him back up in the basement, and that's where he sits, and she's going to obviously feed him for the rest of her life, I suppose, like Grandma did. Did you see the after credits shot?
Yes, yeah, where the foster parents turn up and get introduced to Cuz.
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad. If you missed it, it's all right.
I mean, there's also one other cameo that we didn't really mention, and that's Marilyn Burns was back playing Vern, the old lady that passed away.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, the original girl that got away is now the last surviving Sawyer family member.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Ian, did you have any favourite scenes?
Oh, man, I think a few of my favourite sequences are just the kills. I mean, I like the good kill on Bert at the end where he falls into the mulcher. Yeah, I know it was CGI, but, you know, in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, I'm wanting lots of kills, lots of chainsaw deaths. And as long as you kind of escalate it, you know, it gets more fun. If you leave out all the fucking kills, you don't really have a good film. I mean, like I said, Kenny getting cut in half. You know, it was a surprise. I kept expecting just to see I was expecting to see kills off screen. And then, like, the chop-ups happening out of the way. But actually, you know, watching him get chopped in half, I was like, yay, finally, he got to use his saw. I also like the van overturn. I thought that was just a really cool kind of attack where he caught the tire and then 2 seconds later. I was expecting them to keep driving down the road with the wheel burning off and stuff, but literally they collapse. And I'm like, all right, the movie's trying to keep it all kind of self-contained around this area because they haven't got long left. And yeah, and I think that's about it, really. Yeah, there was no real good acting.
No.
No.
I haven't got a single favourite scene in this film. There is not a one scene that screams out brilliant acting, brilliant technical work, awesome cinematography. There's nothing. Cheap, inefficient, pathetic is what I would say. Now, I have said there was a few moments in the film that I have appreciated, and that is like Heather being a butcher, Heather having bones in her artwork, the shot of Leatherface at the cemetery. There are some very basic horror shots that work, but that's one shot in a scene. The rest is just abysmal or uninteresting or not worth your time. So no favorite scenes, just a big fuck you to Heather just going, hey, you know what? Leatherface is now my cousin. We're family. Screw everyone. Let's go kill everyone.
Yeah.
It was like, Ian, do you recommend Texas Chainsaw?
You know, I want to, because I think it's not as bad as number 2. But at this stage, I'm listening to my friend here as well. I'm really thinking that Next Generation's actually looking pretty fucking good at this stage, isn't it? I know now why, in my heart, I didn't want to watch this film. Now I have watched it, and I wish I hadn't. But I have, and it's just part of your life, I suppose. The acting is bad, the editing is bad, the music's even worse. Like, the only thing this movie's got going for it is that it's got a guy with a mask running around with a chainsawing people up. It's an hour and a half. If you can stomach that and sit through it, you might enjoy it. But it's better than Jaws of Revenge.
No, I'm not going to be recommending Texas Chainsaw. It's nearly impossible to recommend this. It's stupid beyond measure. It's soulless, devoid of merit, and utterly forgettable. The effects work by Greg Nicotero and company were somewhat decent, with some good gore and splatter that would normally elevate the slasher experience, but the characters being diced and sliced here are so unlikable that it barely triggers a response. The acting is woeful throughout, the script and dialogue is laughably bad, and the 3D gimmick does nothing to distract you from how shameful this film truly is. The story is also adding insult to injury by having us now root for Leatherface as an anti-hero who gets revenge on the town mayor for putting a stop to the Sawyer family barbecue. It's got a good pace and some pretty faces. That's really all the praise I have for this slop. Worst in the franchise, not worth anyone's time, wouldn't even recommend this as a guilty pleasure. Avoid this and forget it was ever made. Evil wears many faces. Thanks for watching Off the Shelf Reviews.
He'll fuck you up. Don't you know he'll fuck you up? So you better do some praying while you can.